Another country on the list.
Yo, what's up, everybody? I'm Chris Johnson. Chris with 4 S's. Johnson on Instagram, on Snapchat. Nobody use Snapchat. On Twitter is Nappy Boy with an O and 2 Y's. Anyway, I'm gonna put the links right here. I'm 26 years old. I'm from Fontana, California. Just the whole IE, Ontario. I lived in Ontario, San Bernardino. I live in Riverside right now. Anyway, grew up in a big family. I'm the middle of 7. Everything is about sports, competition, who can make the best this, who can make the best that. I'm hella competitive. I talk a lot of shit. It's just who I am. It's just, I don't know, but the competitive nature wired me for entrepreneurship. That's what I want you to know. I grew up playing ball, football, basketball. I started playing basketball in high school, but I was trash. Like, yeah, I was trash. I was hella trash. Yeah. Yo, so football didn't work out the way I wanted it to, right? Like, I had this idea in my mind how football was about to work out. It didn't work out that way. So you know what's next on the list, right? Join the Army and get a Camaro. Nah, for real. So I joined the Army afterwards. It was dope ass experience. I can't knock it. I don't got nothing bad to say. The Army was lit. It was as lit as possible. I spent like 4 years in Fort Carson, Colorado. They sent me to Iraq when I first joined. I went to Iraq for a year. I was 18 years old. I was a baby, still wet behind the ears. But it was pretty cool. And then I came back to Colorado, hung out there for a little bit. Yo, so then I had the option to go to Germany. I'm like, okay, the hell black folks be doing in Germany? Anywho, got to Germany. It was dope. Traveled, been all over the place, man. I've been in like 40 something countries. It was just, Germany was sick. Germany was just, boy. I'm opening up my social media, you know, so you guys can kind of get like a behind the scenes, and people have questions about entrepreneurship. They want to start this, they want to start that. How did I do it? What did I do? What do I recommend? Any advice? I opened it up, so the questions came. Here we go. The first question is from KingMe_95, and where did you start? How did you prioritize on what you need to do first and what could wait? How did you build your website and how do you manage it? All right, King Me. Where did I start? Where did I start my company? In Germany, in the barracks, in the dorms, wherever people want to call it. But I know that's not what you mean. You meant like, where did I start, like on the how to build a company thing? I started out with the legality of things, starting LLC, filing for EIN, just everything that had to do with like the government or setting up a legit business. That's the way I went first. Everything else could wait. If you don't got a legit business, then like you need to take care of that, you know? So that's how I start. That was my priority. After that, so that was phase 1. Phase 2 was design. So I come up with the design, came out with the products, and then phase 3 was me actually marketing myself, marketing the company, and promoting the products. So, yeah, when I'm working on phase 1, I don't care about phase 2. When I'm working on phase 2, I don't care about phase 3. I'm just like working on what I'm working on because I built it by myself. I didn't have a team to say, hey, you go do this and you go do that. I just did everything by myself. How did you build your website? I started off, I went to like Wix or something like that where you could just drag and drop, and my first website came out, bro. It was trash. It was so trash. Like, it was just horrible. But people rock with me when I launched. They still bought. It did what it needed to do. Tell people about the brand, let them buy. But I realized that it was some bullshit. I was cheating the buyer out of a cool experience. I want to show how cool, like, you know, and creative I could be, and the website needs to reflect that. So that's important. And how do I manage the website? Now I'm on Shopify. I manage through the Shopify app. So you can see right there. I got the app. It lets me do everything. If I want to run a discount, hide a product, add product photos, use apps within the app. I can do everything. So that's what I use. I use Shopify. Second step, design. I focused on design and the product. So what I did was I Googled how to design a watch, and then YouTube, some dude on YouTube popped up, and he was designing watches on Adobe Illustrator. So I got Adobe Illustrator and I just started copying everything he did. Like, I wanted to get used to the features in Adobe, and I just wanted to, like, you know, just copy everything, every single thing he did. And then once I got good at it, I went to his next video, I did the same thing, and then I was able to like do these steps without following him. And then eventually I could just come up with my own designs, and then I would just design, delete, design, delete, design, delete. So that's the first part of the second phase. And then the next phase was actually get the product. So then I contacted manufacturers, and I'm just like, hey, can you make these? How can you make these? How much do they cost? What do they cost? When am I gonna get them? Where are you at? The third part was for me to market myself and to market the company. So then I started, like, I set up the Instagram. My Instagram personally was just like family and friends, man. I used to like not care about it, but I knew I had to take it serious. I had to set up a Instagram, and I had to like actually interact with people, and stuff like, if you see my Instagram now, I'm always like cracking jokes and commenting and blah blah blah, but it wasn't like that at first. So the third step was actually me marketing the company, and that's the way I went about it, and that's the way it worked. Yo, my next question is from Reed Wilkinson. My question for you is, what steps are necessary to be taken in order to achieve business goals, such as yourself? I'm assuming that this dude's talking about, like, how did I get the company to where it's at, and how do I don't know, I guess, like, how did I get the company to where it's at? Hopefully that's your question, Reed. But basically what I did was I created a system, and then I worked that system, like, down to the core, and I just repeat, and simplify it. So if I'm getting the product shot by the photographer, promoting the product, shipping the product, repeat over and over and over and over again until something happens. So then when something happens, I mean, like, you get a sale. Then when you get a sale, you could take that money and then repeat the process and repeat the process and repeat the process. So every time I was getting profit, I just reinvested back into the company, and then that brings like more marketing or more designs or whatever the case is. So then the next time you get profit, you got more profit than you had the first time, and you just keep doing it, re-up, all right? My next question is from Jordan Taylor on Twitter. What, in your opinion, is the best weapon for concealed carry? What is your EDC? Thanks. Actually, I like gun questions, man. Shit's cool. I like guns. Anyway, the best weapon for concealed carry, I don't think there's a best. It's not what's best for everybody. It's what's best for you. What are you comfortable with? What do you want to carry? What can you conceal? What are you familiar with? You have to be extremely comfortable with a weapon's functionality, for you to carry something. For me to carry something, I'm going to know the weapon like the back of my hand. Personally, I roll with a Ruger LC9, and it works for me. So one thing I really kind of hate in the gun community is people are just like, oh yeah, I carry a 40, and I would never carry a 9, or I carry a 380, and I don't want to carry a blah, 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 blah. Whatever works for you, man. I promise you, when it's time for you to defend yourself or your family, your loved ones, whatever the case may be, them hot rounds will stop somebody, all right? So whatever works best for you, man. My next question, what things should you consider before becoming an entrepreneur or thinking about becoming an entrepreneur? All right, first things first, if you're gonna think about this, if you really want to come into this world and you're serious about it, I would say the first question you should ask yourself is, how comfortable are you with failure? Like, what does failure mean to you? What does success mean to you? If failure to you is just gonna crush you, ultimately, stay away. This isn't a walk of life where everyone wins. Like, most people can win, but not everyone will win. And then, like, ask yourself simple questions. Like, what do I want to offer? Who's going to buy? Why are they going to buy it? Why would they buy it from me? How can I innovate? How can I be different? How can I be unique? Another thing you should consider is your profit margins. Like, me personally, if I'm selling something, if I'm buying something for $12, or I'm getting something made for $12 worth of product, and I'm selling it for $18, $6 a pop in profit, how many of those would I have to sell to actually stay afloat? Like, would a 6-7 month drought, being down on sales, kill me? If I'm saying yes to these things, I should probably reconsider the items. Another thing is, it's gonna get boring. Like, oh my God, sometimes I think, like, if I look at another watch, man, like, if I look at another design, your passion, like, your motivation, these things will take you so far. Like, they will only take you so far. So you really gotta think long term, man. Like, the process, the idea of building something should be a lot more exciting than just starting it, So It's you against you at that point, because you're gonna get drained. There's gonna be times you don't want to do shit. There's gonna be times you don't want to ship shit. You don't want to design shit. You don't want to do this, that, and the third. But what's really gonna keep you going? So if you're in an area where you can't keep going, you're gonna, at that where you can't keep going, you've hit mental fatigue. Multiply that with 4 months of you not getting sales. Are you wiped out? Are you gonna be consistent? Like, what's it gonna be when you hit the fan? So consider these things. Maybe you're offering a service. If you're offering a service, especially I'm seeing what's popular right now is helping social media marketing. So I own a social media marketing company, right? So the thing is, a lot of people sometimes will approach me and say, hey, if you need help running your pages, I got you, blah, 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 blah. Like, I can do this and I can do that for you. Here are my fees, here are my rates. And then I go on their pages and they're not walking examples of what they're telling me. Like, how's it that you're an expert in social media marketing when I go on your page and there's nothing, like, you haven't marketed yourself well? And sometimes the gates will open, like if you're a walking example of the products you sell or the services that you sell, So consider that, man. Consider that. Like, if you're going to approach people, you need to network with people, come correct, come straight, and like provide value, add value to their, to their life. Hey, this is why I can help you and this is what I've done. It's like, you're like a walking resume. You are the business. You are the brand. All right, y'all. Till we meet again, subscribe. I'm gonna keep y'all posted, make more of these videos. We could talk, ask me questions, whatever you guys got, drop a comment. Let me know what you want answered. Follow all my social media, follow my company, follow me personally. I'll put everything below, and I'll catch y'all soon.